We might have made a huge mistake on our top 10 of 2023 sneakers list, and that's because of a Joe Freshgoods collaboration. Stay tuned for why that matters on the list we're discussing today. Happy New Year, and thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to the Soul by Soul YouTube channel. My name is Mike. If this is your first time here, let me explain what we do. We talk about sneakers and review them. We talk about the culture, and then we try to build community here. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more content. You did hear me correctly when I started off this video. The sneaker in my hand is the culprit behind a potentially huge mistake that we made here at the channel, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Today, we're talking about the top 10 sneakers I didn't get in 2023. As a disclaimer, this is simply my personal list of what I couldn't get last year, and it's going to be subjective. So I just wanted to get out the gate and set the stage for the video. By now, if you follow the channel, you know we like to kick things off with honorable mentions, and my first being the Air Jordan 3 Lucky Green. This was a women's exclusive sneaker coming in limited sizing, and that's why it evaded me. So it only went up to a size 12 women's or 10.5 men's. And I don't know what went into that process. I met the criteria to be selected, but I wasn't. There was something about this colorway for me. The vintage midsole, the classic cement pattern, and the green accents just visually work. And Air Jordan 3s, come on, let's be honest, they've been swaying me in recent times. The second honorable mention is another sneaker with green accents, funny enough. It is the Asics Gel 1130 Cream Kale. I would have loved for this sneaker to be my introduction to Asics. The sneaker has a clean running aesthetic and provides significant lifestyle attributes. Plus adds silver to the upper, and woo, it's like a fresh bowl of kale salad. Okay, enough long talking. Let's get right into the list. Coming in at number 10, I'm going with the Air Jordan 1 Low. Give Them Flowers. Yes, this is the Chris Paul CP3 collaboration. For me, when I kept going back to it, especially with that resale value, I was like, I don't know if I necessarily need it. Now, if you zoom into the sneaker, you see all that great detail, those floral patterns on the upper. And what I like is that insole. It's like majestic with all the floral colors, as opposed to the kind of the neutral actual sneaker. At number 9, I'm gonna put the Above the Clouds and Asics GT 2160 collaboration. When I look at this sneaker, it's another very nicely done runner and a great entry from Asics collaborating with the Australian brand. I think that, you know, they're getting that lifestyle element with the sleek, cool mesh feel. Still something I'm looking for. From the ALD camp and New Balance. So this is the ALD New Balance 860 V2. This came in a trio pack with a red sneaker, a blue, and a green, and then following suit with the silhouette, the mesh, and leather detail. It's again a clean and classic, modern classic colorway from New Balance and Teddy Santis. At number 7 would be the J-Tips Saucony Grid Azura 2000. You know, the infamous entry from J-Tips. Now, we've talked about this on the channel time and time again this year. Of course, it made our sneakers of the year list for 2023. And then something I still want to get my hands on, I would put it in a nice case. You see the J-Tips being featured in the background, a box that he signed when I met him a couple of months ago. This sneaker features purple, blue, red suede, a floral pattern, checkered pattern on the heel, a pink midsole. It says remember who fronted on this sneaker. Just so y'all know, when we're circling back to these conversations that J-Tips called it, you know, this was a sneaker that would be revered. This is sort of like a grassroots sneaker. People really got behind him, behind the brand. For number 6, we have the J Balvin Air Jordan 3. I think it's in line with what everyone is saying. This is his best collaboration so far with Jordan. The 1 and the 2, that was a cool warm up, but this 3 I think was really nicely executed. You saw more of a neutral palette, more muted tones, but still giving you the color pop towards the back part heel of the sneaker. Very excited for the Rio pair coming up as well. At number 5, I'm putting the Union LA Air Jordan 1 Beffy's Beauty Supply. At first you saw images, you're like, why Union? How could you do this to us? Why didn't you just give us another colorway of the infamous Air Jordan 1s that you started with the mismatched top and bottom of the sneaker? This is so different. I agree. It's not what we want exactly from that silhouette. However, I think there was something about the colorway and the combination of color. Yes, it might be like a footscape in terms of the woven material. I think it lives in the way that you style this sneaker. I think some people just get how to master the silhouette. It's a challenging one, all right? But it's at number 5, especially because of its affordability right now in the resale market. If I look at this list in its entirety, this is probably the priority sneaker I'd go for just because of cost. At number 4, the Bricks and Wood 9060, nothing changed but the address. Not much more I can say. Fuzzy laces, the mesh, the accents and hits, the material, the storyline. This was another one that was sort of slept on by us. You know, it's something I probably could have obtained earlier in the year, but then I let it go and resale started to climb. At number 3, we had an early contender for me for, you know, the sneaker of the year list. It didn't make ours, but this is the Yuto Horigami SB Dunk. I think the way they infused the gray, you know, you have the pink and brown accents, it just nicely configures. I like the story of them collaborating with Yuto Horigami, him being an Olympian, and then just this being a little bit more under the radar for people versus things like the Jaritos, the Born and Raised, etc. But this was definitely one that, you know, if it ever goes down in resale price, hit your boy up. All right, it's time to pay off the intro with the intro. If you get it, you got it. But this is the Joe Freshgoods 990 V4, the 1998 collection. This is actually not the pair that I'm featuring because clearly I have it. I wanted to get the outro pair. So this Joe Freshgoods 990 V4 was inspired by the 1998 classic film Belly by the one and only Hype Williams. There is mesh on this, suede, leather, and then it came with a whole apparel collection. This was actually another trio heavy hitter, end of the year. Honestly, this is what I was saying earlier. It probably should have been on our sneaker of the year list for 2023. I think JFG just does it again, and he played with a different color palette than he's used to besides the Keisha Blue, with the outro and intro pair, the white and black, the yin and yang kind of corresponding. But this was definitely tones that he hasn't dealt with before, but I think he needs his credit. I think he needs his just dues for what he was able to do here. Finally, at number 1 for me, the sneaker I didn't get that I wanted the most, it is the Year of the Rabbit Air Jordan 1 Low. It is a beautiful sneaker. Unfortunately, only 5,000 pairs were created. This was a limited exclusive run. That really was a dagger to the chest. I actually had a few trades up on Trade Block that would have secured this pair for sneakers I didn't mind losing before the resale value skyrocketed, and I blew it, man. Like, I really wish I had that pair. I also saw this at the Got Soul sneaker convention in hand, and it is so beautiful. Fuzzy laces, the tones just fitting for, you know, the fall season. I think this is a pair that's kind of a showstopper when you're ready to step out with it. And I'm very interested in seeing what the Year of the Dragon Air Jordan 1 sneaker looks like that's releasing on January 24th. All right, that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment. What did you think of the list? That was subjective from me of what I didn't get in 2023. What sneakers would you add to your personal list that you didn't get? What do you still have your eye on? What are you going to try to get in 2024? I know them Union LAs, you know, they're calling my name. That's what I might go with first. Thank you so much again. This is Mike. Peace out until next time.